Hey team, I'm Ray Huron. That is the Moto Morini Seiemmezzo 6.5 SCR that I was meant to give back to Moto Morini about 6 months ago. It's just gone 11 months, almost 12 months, that thing's been sitting in my garage and I've been calling it mine. It's time to give you a full update. What's it like to live with the Moto Morini Seiemmezzo SCR 6.5 after a year?
So this is the Moto Morini Seiemmezzo 6.5 SCR, the scrambler variant of the Seiemmezzo. I've had this in my garage for, close to a year now, which is kind of unheard of when it comes to press bikes. This bike I don't own it. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Moto Morini New Zealand, and they've been gracious enough to give it to me initially for 3 months, and then they said, you might as well have it for 6 months, and they've just never asked for it back. They know I've got it, and I'll tell you what, it's been fantastic to have another bike in the garage for close to a year now. I like this little bike. I honestly believe it is the best value lambs motorcycle on the market, because it doesn't cost a lot. It has probably 90% of the get up and go of some of the more popular lambs bikes, but it has way more customization, adjustability, and features. I've covered it before, but I'll give you the rundown again. 650cc engine, twin 17-inch rims, wrapped in Pirelli rubber, not no-name rubber, Pirelli rubber. It's got Brembo brakes. That 650cc engine is a Kawasaki engine, an old Kawasaki engine to be admittedly, but still, it's not like a knockoff cheap nothing engine. You've got Bluetooth connectivity. You've got a full color TFT display. It is a great little bike. Plus, you've got Italian styling. And you can customize this thing to suit you. One of the most popular lambs bikes back in the day was the SV650. And to be honest, this has got a lot in common with the SV650. It's got a big round mono headlight, 650cc. It's not restricted to 650cc either. Like some of these bikes like the MT07 SV650, they've restricted it to get it into the power to weight ratio for the lambs certification, right? You don't need any more than 650 cc's. I honestly believe that you don't need any more. So because this thing's not restricted to 650 cc, it's a lot of fun.
So I've ticked over about 3,500 Ks on this bike. If it was my bike and riding it every day, I would have probably done more, probably closer to 10,000. The bike itself, it's a great little bike, and I love getting back on it after riding the big adventure bike because, twin 17-inch wheels, it really handles rather nicely. Modifications, if I was to do anything to this bike, I'd probably put a Scottoiler on it because I'm not a big fan of chain maintenance. That's not a this bike thing, that's an every bike thing. Forks are adjustable enough to my liking. It's quite a comfortable ride, and I've done some longer rides on this bike, so there's nothing wrong with the forks. Maybe upgrade or update the what do you call it? That thing, the shock. Or maybe just get it resprung for my weight. That's probably a better plan. But otherwise, quite a comfortable bike. I don't think it needs a luggage rack, but that's a you thing. You decide what it needs. I think mine works well enough for me with like a Kriega US 20 on the back. And the tyres, the Pirelli tyres that are on it, I got no issues with at all. I've had them off-road. They're fantastic on-road. It's a really good bike. I really like it. You've probably seen some of the things I've done to it. I put the Quadlock up here. We're running the what do you call it? The mirror, the clutch, the brake mount Quadlock adapter. So that just 2 bolts onto the brake mount there. I was running the bar mount that goes right in the middle. and that satisfies my OCD more because the phone's in the middle. But I was testing out that mount, so that's what's on it at the moment, and it gives me more room for these bloody GoPros and stuff, doesn't it? Of course, being the SCR, you get the little wind deflector down here, and you get the duckbill. The wind deflector, it doesn't do a great deal because the wind is just going straight over and hitting you in the chest, but because you don't have a screen on it, there's no wind disturbance around your head, so it's quite nice. If you like to get out of the wind when you ride, then maybe this isn't the bike for you, or you could put a bigger screen on it, but I don't mind it the way it is. But of course, having this duckbill, this high fender, if you will, it does mean that things flick, mud and water flick off the front tyre here and go straight over the front and quite often hit you. It's a trade-off of having a high mud guard, and anyone that's put a tail tidy on a motorcycle will probably sympathise, I guess. We've got this rear hugger arrangement, which does mean that you can't really do a tail tidy. They're quite divisive. They're quite people are divided on them. I quite like it, but some people don't, and I get that. It's your own. It's your right of taste, isn't it? Really. But otherwise, it's getting dark, so I'm going to get back on the road, talk to you a bit more. My thoughts after pretty much a full year riding the Moto Morini Seiemmezzo SCR. Come on, let's go.
So what else can I tell you about this bike that I haven't already told you? Go back, if you haven't already, watch the other videos on the Moto Morini Seiemmezzo SCR. I'm high beaming everyone, and I don't know how to stop it. No, not that one. That one. There we go. This is a lovely little bike. I know Matthew Day Gillett likes it, but I think he likes the X-Cape more. Same engine, just a bit more adventure-y. It would be nice if it had the ability to turn off ABS, but it doesn't. But if you want to turn off ABS, you're probably an adventure rider, and you probably should be on the X-Cape more than the Scrambler. Things about this bike. The brakes are exquisite. The brakes are great, absolutely brilliant. The seat is not too bad. I don't have a complaint about that. The twin 17-inch wheels gives it a beautiful arc in the corners. And, man, if Moto Morini New Zealand ever do ask for this bike back, I might have to have a conversation with them about how much they want from me to keep it, because I do quite like it. All right, it's been a year. I've had this bike in my garage for. Thank you very much for watching, coming on this journey with me. Really appreciate it. If you've got any questions about the Moto Morini SCR Seiemmezzo 6.5, chuck them in the comments box below. I will try and answer them. I honestly do think this is the best bang for buck lamb's bike money can buy in New Zealand right now. End of. That's my opinion. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Hooroo!